Hi, I'm Joanne Wright Kender, the writer and the author of the Happy Little Garbage Truck picture book and educational system. It's a program that teaches both literacy and social skills to students. Well, we've been talking about Z. Hereford's articles because, as I had said before, we're as educators and parents, we're looking for ways, daily looking for ways to build our children's self esteem and self concept. And in order to build a healthy self concept, we have to create a strong foundation in a child's sense of self. And so I had some thoughts that I jotted down because I really, this is my mission as a teacher and has been for all of my 27 plus years, is to build that core sense of self and self esteem and self concept, which is why I wrote The Happy Little Garbage Truck. Now, if a child is floundering with not knowing what they hold as values, and this affects their integrity and their character. So that's why, as parents and teachers, we are constantly building that part of a child. And that's why we also spent quite a bit of time on Miss Hereford's first piece in her article, which was entitled How to Think for Yourself, which I thought was just an amazing title. And the article did not let me down. She was just on point. And she gave 5 points or 5 tips. The first one being developing a strong sense of self. So this next tip that she gave was being flexible. And so yesterday I was mentioning how this one trait seems to be key in demonstrating that we as a person's we are working from a strong sense of self. Because one thing I thought about was when we're confronted with something that's new or different, we have to let go of what we thought was the way that things should work out and find within ourselves a way to make this new challenge work for us and actually look at it as a muscle building activity. Well, it didn't work out the way that I had hoped, but this is something new. Let's see what I can do with this. And so I was thinking that when we have an unexpected event, we can release some of our previous ideas of how things were supposed to go and dive into those uncharted waters. But it also helps us develop our inner locus of control. And that's that part of us that within our minds, we are saying that I am still in control of my attitude, no matter what's happening externally. So that inner locus of control is then activated in an unexpected event because it wasn't something that you chose, it's something that happened. And so by this inner locus of control working at a higher level, we're not negatively affected by the externals. And that's the part of us that this inner locus of control keeps us centered in our sense of self. And we know that no matter what we're dealing with now, we'll be okay. We'll make it through. And if we can teach our children how to do this, we have given them tools that will affect them throughout their adult life in a positive way. So that's why I mentioned yesterday in my one classroom, it was a primary classroom, an OT and I were chatting, and I said, I just don't know what to do when something comes up. My students, which I had in this rock solid schedule, would like they would unravel because they said, "What you didn't tell us about that, Miss." At that time, Miss Wright, what's going on? I could see it in their faces. And she gave me this one elegant way of handling it. And that was the surprise. Oh, we're having a surprise today. We're not doing the thing that we had on our schedule yesterday. It's something new. And the children would change and become anticipatory. Well, COVID took all of us by surprise. And it was, and it still is a challenge to our senses physically and mentally. And many were emotionally affected by the subsequent lockdowns. That was more so than the COVID itself, it was the lockdowns. And I have to admit, I struggled the first couple of months and looking for ways to be productive. Some of my friends resorted to remodeling their homes, painting rooms that needed to be painted. Some cleaned out closets and found long lost objects. And, I admit I should have probably been doing that too. But I said, I found another purpose, and it aligned with my purpose of being there for students and teachers. It's what created these YouTubes. So in the YouTubes, I wanted to share my tips and tools with teachers and parents and who were now working in the virtual classroom. And I was thinking this was the first time children worked in a virtual world. So, that's what inspired me. Now, the surprise for me was in doing this, I gained new clients in schools. And I began tutoring and consulting. It wasn't something that I planned. I just planned on sharing tips and tools, but it evolved into this new position for my company. And you know, I have to admit it was unexpected. It was a blessing, but now I see this surprise in a totally different light. And we all can. We look for someone said the silver lining in the cloud of doubt. And that's what my parents would always say. So next time, if there's something unexpected, find the surprise and work through it. Please share, please subscribe, and hope to see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.